Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste.
Hello, welcome to Prime TV2 News, the home of breaking news, and we're coming to you live on Topstar Channel 110 and streaming on our Facebook page, Ptv2 Zambia. Now let's take a look at your stories. A small-scale farmer in Mansa district of Lopa province who supplied maize to the government through the Food Reserve Agency FRA has allegedly been attacked and killed after receiving payment. Farmers in Chadiza district of Eastern Province have continued to endure overnight queues at the Food Reserve Agency FRA depot as they wait to receive payment for maize supplied to the agency. An 84-year-old man of Kangwena area in Mushindamo district, Northwestern Province, has escaped a mob attack during Kikondo procession in Mushindamo. Three-day power blackout hits Mazabuka and Monze after an 88 kilovolt power transmission line got damaged after heavy rains. And now the details. My name is Rwando Bili Chereka. A small-scale farmer in Mansa district of Lopa province who supplied maize to the Food Reserve Agency FRA has allegedly been attacked and killed after receiving payment on 14th January 2024. Speaking to Prime TV2 News, fellow farmers say their colleague was allegedly attacked by unknown persons shortly after collecting his money. The farmers allege that criminals are taking advantage of the ongoing FRA payment process to target beneficiaries, raising serious safety concerns. They have since appealed to the government to urgently strengthen security at banks and other payment points, warning that more lives could be at risk if immediate measures are not implemented.
Farmers have continued queuing at various banks across Mansa district in anticipation of payments from the Food Reserve Agency, FRA. The affected farmers are small-scale producers who supplied maize to the government and say they have been reporting to banks daily, hopeful that their payments will be released. Meanwhile, concerns have intensified following allegations that one farmer was murdered after receiving payment on 14th January 2026. The incident has instilled fear among fellow farmers who are now calling on government to enhance security measures, especially around payment periods.
Nde ilishanya sana hapa fichitike. Uyuchibuli mnenzu wepe wanu alikuwa taba kashari kwa tana bafyashe bwasunga. But pamula ndo wabu chushu ule tule chula kubuteka ubule tuteka. Na sanswa afwa nolu pia basenda. Ichile miningo kutila abana ubuchushi bwashala. Bamawe bwasunga ubuchushi bwashala. Pamula ndufe wa kulungwana kwa abantu abengi pamukumo. So echo tulefu waisha sana. uteko utipeko security pano pene
nomba kanishe buteko wasitiri amataba nimukutira bafama tulefuira pandala mashesu ele futi natukwata abana bambya bakaskulu bambi bali akuma university bambi bali akuni ba grade 10 kuma boarding schools nomba ngata tipokera olupia fishi twala bomfya
mwebo tusala mweba dingiro kutupera komutende mukati kabwika shibwesu ni mwebo nga mwebo twabika menzo yesu nomba twasango kutira omutende tamuntu kwatile mwaisa mukutushitishwo kutuipaisha kuba kuli bakabwalala shibuli mimunenzu nafu apa mulandi wa mifolese sheyi ishiweme yakuite chintu bwingi panchende imo kabiri panshita imo eryo bakabwalala nabema bwabashibomba pakumona kutira nomba empia shafula batampo kuipa bashibulimi awe bubwafya bwena bwakula tukesafiri okumisala obushikubuleko nkapo icho mwishi byokutira namayiro mukabwela ukwisa kuifobene fo mwamo no bupuba lelo ukwisa mukutuchusha omusango mataba twashitishe mu August ukufika lelo mwaisa na mukututitikisha hapo kutuipairapo pamulandu wa mtalamesho twachulira
okuirishanya kwandikwa kutira ifichitike tafire tusekesha ifenga bashulimi twasango kweba ati neo Yesu iri mukayofi.
Susan Chongo, a mother who has been coming to the bank with her baby, says she has been waiting for her payment since Tuesday, describing the situation as stressful and exhausting.
So umwana oyu ndina oyu ni nchula sana icha kuti musungi ero kuma toilet urupia nshikweto kuti ninga ya mukulipira uli wakulira mo lonse nshikweto ka transport na alipire nako ete akakulira monako nakapwa nomba twafwe ntwapapa te imufolese sheirabwe kishapulibiri.
Another farmer, Mike Chirufia, has expressed concern over the health and well-being of farmers who continue to queue for long hours without certainty of payment.
Imifolele Yesu tairela ngati tuli bantu upo twashira pa Tuesday basiria nawe sukutira iseni ngama farmers musende mpya shenu lero kufika nelelo tulife pano pene imiralile Yesu tatukwata security one tulela mu stations ero mpya shakutwala kuma toilets tatukwete meaning life Yesu mumikalire nga ku health ili pa risky.
Efforts to obtain a comment from the police on the alleged murder were unsuccessful by broadcast time. Pasco Mukabila, Prime TV News in Mansa, Luapula Province.
Farmers in Chadiza district of Eastern Province have continued to endure long queues at the Food Reserve Agency FRA depot as they wait to receive payment for maize supplied to the agency. The farmers have complained about the slow pace at which the contracted bank is processing payments, a situation that has forced many to spend nights at the FRA shade. A check by Prime TV2 News around 22 hours yesterday found groups of farmers still waiting and others being paid late into the night. Reacting to the situation, Chadiza District Commissioner Malan Zimba disclosed that over 7,600 out of the 11,353 farmers have already been paid, leaving about 3,700 yet to receive their money. Mr. Zimba has assured farmers that all outstanding payments will be completed by Saturday this week. An 84-year-old man of Kangwena area in Mushindamo district, Northwestern Province, has narrated how he narrowly escaped death after being attacked by a mob during a Kikondo procession. The Kikondo procession is a traditional practice in which a coffin carrying a deceased person is believed to lead mourners to the individual suspected of causing the death, often through alleged witchcraft. According to the victim, he was rescued from the mob by a good Samaritan who later took him to a clinic for medical checkup on January 10, 2026. Meanwhile, during the same procession, a 47-year-old deputy head teacher at Kangwena Primary School was also attacked, fearing for his life. The teacher has since fled his home and sought refuge in Solwezi. Jackson Mwanza has more.
I'm Emmanuel Ngambi. I'm a minister in the church at Kangwena Community Center. when Monday I was in the house having lunch, and all of a sudden I saw a community running around, and I was told, no, there is something which they call Chikondo. They are moving around. They moved first to the graveyard. They started moving from place to place. I was in my house eating my lunch. But all of a sudden, I found the whole community was now coming straight to my place. They came and placed the coffin at the doorsteps of my house. And then the stones started raining on the roof of my house. Then there was the shattering of windows, doing everything. Eventually, I was dragged out when the coffin was in the doorsteps of my house. And then there was the beating on me with the planks, the bricks, until they dragged me to the place of the funeral. I was put in a ring. But eventually, someone, a good man, he observed the situation was not good for me. My breathing was bad because of what I had been subjected to. So he just came and grabbed me out from the ring and took me to some place. So I wanted to refrain him. He thought was threatening him. He took me to a place and he hid me there. Then he told the other people, no, we are not doing a good thing here. Because if we do anything here, we shall all be in trouble. So eventually, from that place, he took me to the clinic. That's how I find myself.
So how are you feeling as of today?
No, I'm feeling much better. But I still have... I went to the X-ray to Changa Hospital, Changa South. They have x-rayed me. At the X-ray, they have discovered that 12 of my ribs have fractures. They have told me, no, they are going to heal. And I've been discharged today from the hospital. So I'm right, I'm sure God is healing me. I don't have anything against them. I'm a believer myself. I'm a minister of the church. I don't believe in revenging or taking someone to court. I would rather be taken to court other than me taking anybody to court, because I'm a believer.
You are watching Prime TV2 News, and we're coming to you live on Topstar Channel 110 and streaming live on our Facebook page, Ptv2 Zambia. We now take a break, but still to come, some parts of Mazabuka, Monze, and surrounding areas have been left into a total power blackout for 3 days following damage to an 88 kilovolt power transmission line. We'll be right back with more details.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Mill Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Prime TV2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, Channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world.
Welcome back. Now we continue with our news. Some parts of Mazabuka, Monze and surrounding areas have been left into a total power blackout for 3 days following damage to an 88 kilovolt power transmission line. The outage follows heavy rains experienced on Tuesday, 13th January 2026, which disrupted electricity supply across the affected districts. Zesco Lusaka Senior Transmission Manager Mizinga Monga says the power utility is working tirelessly to restore supply, with full restoration expected by midnight, adding that Zesco has secured alternative power supply for critical facilities, the affected areas to mitigate the impact of the outage as restoration works continue. More in this report.
Zesco engineers and technicians are still on the ground in Kafue district as they are carrying out repair works after the damage on an 88 kV distribution line by a heavy downpour, which led to an abrupt interruption in power supply to Mazabuka, Monze and surrounding areas. The rains caused widespread destruction on Tuesday, 13th January 2026, resulting in damage to Zesco infrastructure, including collapsed power distribution poles. Mizinga Monga is Zesco Lusaka Senior Transmission Manager.
We had a heavy storm coupled with the swampy area in which the towers were located. They gave in to the heavy winds, and hence we had 2 collapsed towers, which we are replacing with H-poles. And that's what led to the outage, which has affected the Mazabuka, Monze and the surrounding areas.
After assessing the full extent of the damage, the Zesco team is now undertaking repair works as temporary pole lines are being erected. Mr. Monga says Zesco aims to restore power supply to Mazabuka and Monze by midnight.
So we have had to navigate this swampy area to work and replace the fallen towers with the H structures that we are seeing we are replacing behind. So there are 5 of them in total. So currently we've installed 4. We are remaining with 1 more, after which we will start stringing the lines and thereafter restore the line and supply into the affected areas. We shall ensure that by midnight today, power supply is restored. So we apologize to the affected customers. And as you might be aware, the power supply situation in the country has stabilized. And I think this has really affected the customers when they are currently enjoying a stable supply.
As you can see from the background, Zesco has been working overnight to try and restore power through erecting temporal poles. There's a lot of manual work that is happening in the background where men are now trying to dig new holes and have manual poles put temporarily just to get the lines back up so that power can be restored within the next 24 hours.
The power utility has, however, secured alternative electricity supply to critical loads in the affected districts to manage the situation. Also at Kafuanka, Prime TV News in Kafue district.
Now, moving on with our news, a Lusaka businessman Francis Chishimba has informed the court that he will give evidence on the oath in a matter in which he is accused of publishing defamatory information against a State House policy advisor to President Hakainde Hichilema Chipokota Mwanawasa. Mr. Chishimba is alleged to have published claims suggesting that Ms. Mwanawasa was involved in an intimate relationship with the president and that she was pregnant, allegations that the prosecution says contravene provisions of the Cybersecurity and Cyber Crimes Act. When the matter came up for continued trial before the Lusaka Magistrates Court, Chishimba, through his lawyer, notified the court of his decision to testify on oath and indicated that he would call 4 witnesses to testify in support of his defense. The accused was placed on his defense on 11th December 2025 after Lusaka Principal Magistrate Aida Piri wrote that the prosecution had established a prima facie case against him.
A Lusaka businessman accused of posting statements on social media alleging that presidential policy advisor Chipokota Mwanawasa is having an affair with someone from Plot 1 says he will take stand before the Lusaka Magistrate Court and testify in his defense. This is in a matter that Joseph Chishimba is charged with publication of information contrary to the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act of the laws of Zambia. When the matter came up before the court Thursday morning, Chishimba, through his lawyer, notified the court that he opts to give evidence on oath in order to aid his defense. This is against his earlier submission at the last court proceeding, where he told the court that he wished to remain silent in his defense. However, now the accused, the Chishimba, will testify and further court to stand 4 other witnesses to also testify in aid of his defense. Chishimba was placed on his defense on the 11th of December 2025 after Magistrate Ida Piri ruled that the prosecution had created a prima facie case against him, which warrants him to be placed on defense. In this matter, allegations are that the accused, Chishimba, posted that Chipokota, who is also late President Patrick Mwanawasa's daughter, is having an affair with someone from Plot 1 and might be pregnant for him. During trial, Chipokota Mwanawasa testified and told the court that Chishimba's postings and allegations have potential to ruin her hard-earned reputation that she built over the years, and that such false statements against her might cause her ridicule against her family, friends, and society, especially the young women and girls who look up to her. She assured the court that she was not pregnant and has no relationship or affair with anyone from Plot 1, explaining that she is only associated to State House through her employment as the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema's policy advisor. Magistrate Piri has set March 27, 2026 as date for possible commencement of defense. Reporting for Prime Television News, Namangolo Mshokabanji.
You're watching Ptv2 News, coming to you live on Topstar channel 110, streaming live on our Facebook page, Ptv2 Zambia. For now, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Prime TV2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world. When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Prime TV2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world. When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Prime TV2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world. When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Prime TV2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world.
You're still watching PTV2 News, coming to you live on Topstar Channel 110, streaming live on our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia. And now online, we're joined by our reporter, Joseph Tamali Banda, to give us more updates in regards to the by-election that is currently underway in Chawama. Good evening, Joseph. Can you bring us up to speed on how the voting turnout was and, in general, the by-elections?
And good evening to all our viewers joining us. I am coming live from Chawama Primary School, which is a tutoring center for all the 110 polling stations. Inclusive of this tutoring center, there are all 111 polling stations. Voting commenced at 06 hours when all the 111 polling stations were declared open, and it went on well in the morning. From morning, I think 06 hours to about 9:10, the vote turnout was very high. We saw that after 10, it started dwindling a little bit until afternoon, mid-afternoon, when voters started coming in numbers again. It improved. Now, the polls went on well, peacefully. No any electoral violence was recorded so far, until at a time when all the 111 polling stations were declared closed at 18 hours exactly. Now, there was a little bit of fracas that erupted at Chimwemwe polling station, where a number of new registered voters who just registered turned out to vote, and they, after being on the queue, went into the polling streams. They checked their names in the registers, and the names were not found in the registers, and they were turned back because they are sitting on a voter register that has not yet been certified by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. And when they were told to go back, and they could not vote because they are not yet added to the previous register which ECZ is using. Mind you, ECZ is using the voter register of 2021, and these who registered recently are not yet added officially. So they started a little bit of a fracas, which Zambia police managed to control and restored order within some few minutes. Later on, we saw the Electoral Commission of Zambia chairperson Mwangara Zaromi's State Council touring and just inspecting all the polling stations. And she did speak to the media, expressing satisfaction of how the voting process went on peacefully, describing it as free and peaceful electoral process. Now, later in the afternoon, we continued monitoring how the electoral process was going on, which has been peacefully throughout, and no rains were recorded. We are in the rain season, but it has been a favorable weather. It did not rain, and so it did not affect the voters who were turning up to cast their vote. Polling stations were closed at exactly 18 hours, and we witnessed a number of people that came immediately, just few minutes after the polling stations were declared closed. Where I was at the Chawama Primary School, at a time the returning officer here was declaring the station closed. There were a number of people that came 5 minutes after that to cast their votes, and they were turned back that they could not cast their vote because the polling station was declared closed at exactly 18 hours, as stipulated in the laws that guides the Electoral Commission. And voting now, counting of votes is underway. We should be able to see how the votes will be coming in at the totaling center from different all 111 constituencies, polling stations that that will be sending in their results to the totaling center, where the Electoral Commission of Zambia will be tabulating all the votes coming in and tallying them according to different polling stations that will be sending. We are here on the ground and will continue bringing feed to you on how the results are coming in. Until then, for now, it is PC-free. People are busy in different streams of polling stations, counting and verifying these votes that have been cast during the day. Thank you so much.
Point, and obviously you've exhausted almost everything. Thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to the results that you'll be bringing in. That was our reporter Joseph Chamali Banda giving us an update on the by-elections that are currently underway in Chawama constituency. Now moving on with our news, let's now look at some of the stories that were trending during the day. The media network on child's rights and development has urged parents and guardians to resolve domestic disputes amicably and away from children, warning that exposure to violence has lasting and damaging effects on child's upbringing. The organization's executive director, Henry Kawe, says domestic violence often leaves deep psychological scars that affect children's emotional, social, and moral development. Mr. Kawe has emphasized that guardians who fail to resolve their differences through dialogue should consider peaceful separation rather than subjecting children to violent environments. He adds that there are various lawful and non-violent mechanisms for resolving family disputes, noting that violence has, in many cases, resulted in the loss of innocent lives, including those of children. Mr. Kawe further warns that the problems is compounded when violent parents are imprisoned, leaving children vulnerable to abuse, neglect, or life on the streets due to lack of proper care and protection.
Domestic violence is a vice that a lot of parents or guardians have perpetuated in the presence of their children. But even when children are not there, it's not the right way to resolve problems, because there are various means under which parents or guardians can address their issues. But it even becomes worse when parents or guardians are applying domestic violence in the presence of their children. It sends the wrong message, and that is why we have changed. So even in homes, parents or guardians must use reasoning, where they discuss issues. If they fail to resolve them, they better even go as far as divorcing, because, once, people are involved in domestic violence, they end up getting imprisoned, and once imprisoned, the loved ones lose them under very difficult circumstances, and at times they end up dying, in the process because of such. So it's important that we use, better ways of resolving issues in order for us to, protect our children, protect, our society, and promote a culture where we, engage in, mature discussions other than, violent means of addressing issues.
Now, the Zambia Meteorology Agency, ZMA, has directed all petroleum products transporters and oil marketing companies to ensure that tanker trucks used to transport fuel fully comply with mandatory meteorological control requirements as prescribed by the law. ZMA Executive Director Humphrey Nkoveni says the directive is anchored on the Meteorology Act No. 6 of 2017 and the Meteorology Measuring Instruments Regulations Statutory Instrument No. 55 of 2021, particularly Regulation 27. Mr. Nkoveni explains that the requirement applies to all petroleum tanker trucks operating within Zambia, including those engaged in local and cross-border transportation, as well as tankers registered under the Energy Regulation Act of 2019 or any other written law. He has emphasized that all tanker trucks transporting petroleum products must possess a valid verification certificate issued by the Zambia Metrology Agency. He has further warned that any tanker truck found operating without a valid verification certificate will be deemed non-compliant and will not be allowed to transport fuel for commercial purposes.
In view of that, we'd like to appeal to all the transporters to ensure that all the tanker trucks are presented to the Zambia Metrology. In view of that, we'd like to appeal to all the transporters to ensure that all the tanker trucks are presented to the Zambia Metrology. In the same line, we've notified all the sites, commercial sites, depots, retail sites, to ensure that the only road and off-road tanker trucks that are verified by the Zambia Metrology. Further, I would like to inform and guide the transporters with trucks which are already verified by the Zambia Metrology that they should load only according to the capacity indicated on the certificate of verification. They shouldn't load over it. This is very important for the inspection and monitoring of compliance during loading and after loading. Therefore, I'd like to appeal to all the stakeholders to abide.
Well, that item ends the news on PTV2. But before we go, let's now take a quick reminder of stories that made headlines. A small-scale farmer in the Mansi district of Lopa province who supplied maize to the government through the Food Reserve Agency FRA has allegedly been attacked and killed after receiving payment. Farmers in Chadiza district of Eastern province have continued to endure overnight queues at the Food Reserve Agency FRA depot as they wait to receive payment for maize supplied to the government. An 84-year-old man of Kangwena area in Mushindamo district, northwestern province, has escaped a mob attack during Kikondo procession in Mushindamo. 3-day power blackout hits Mazabuka in Monze after an 88 kilovolt power transmission line got damaged after heavy rains. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is Luando Billy Cheleka. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.
When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Ptv2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window